All right, we have returned. We're in a multiple-part conversation with our featured guest, Karen Tallkat Conley, a.k.a. Tallkat. We're actually talking with my mother from the other side, who I love very much, and who crossed over, body died in this studio. And hi, Mom. We're all having a good time with you here. Elizabeth brought up something in the break about the animal scenario, because she was saying something about this animal during her last days here. So,
well, this is real significant because our family cat, Mr. Miyagi, was gone for a year and a half.
That was after we moved here.
After we moved here. And we got a phone call the week that Alan's mom was in transition that, it was from my daughter, who had been walking home the long way from our old house. She passed by, and there was Mr. Miyagi sitting on the adobe wall there, and we brought Miyagi here. He stayed in this room almost constantly for about 2 months after Sidel passed.
Yeah, right.
So that was significant, and that's what came to mind.
Maybe if there's any messages, general messages to our audience. I know some nice things she said personally, and I think they were really good about people leaving, and it's just not, it's a good thing. It was a party. She's having a good time over there. So what's going on the other side that our listening audience would like to know about?
Well, your mom in particular, what she's enjoying, actually her preparation for it, thanks very much in part to you guys, of course her own personal preparation as well, and she did investigate inward. She did turn inward in the time leading up to her transition, and she did meditate on these possibilities of what might be on the other side of the hill. She actually says she developed a curiosity about what might be over there, the freedom aspect of it. And what she's doing over there is actually studying. She's doing a combination of studying and actually a process of, she went through a period where she actually kind of, I would say rehabbed a little bit. Sometimes when we cross over, if we've had a long-term illness, there's residual from that. So she kind of rehabbed in a state of like real blissful relaxation. She had an opportunity to ask a lot of questions about life and what's what and how things work. And she had a bit of a review of her own life. She was able to watch, like on a movie screen was how it was shown to me, actual parts of her life. All of the details of her life. And the purpose of this is to show us where we actually did fabulous, where we could have done better. And it goes all the way from your birth to your first skinned knee, your lost marble, the first time you fell in love. So she reviewed part of her life on this video screen, and she's moved forward from that and has been studying in she shows me, it looks like it's a classroom. And you can choose your classroom. It's almost like a university over there. And she's in a classroom where she's studying. It's interesting. It appears that she's talking about something that has to do with language or some type of symbology. She says she still meditates where she is, and that in her meditation she sends a lot of energy and pointed direct energy to you and Elizabeth, and actually this radio idea, this whole concept of what you're doing here in Santa Fe. She sees it as a ball of light that is actually meant to attract people and bring information and make connections, and it's like crackling with energy. So she has still a great interest in this show and these people that you bring together and the communication part of it, and she wants to remain involved with it where she is. She wants to continue to add and lend her assistance toward it. Mm-hmm. And
can she help with some funding for the expansion, syndication, TV, comedy shows? I mean,
Actually,
I would love that.
Yeah, come on, Mom, get the gelt.
Actually, Alan, get the gelt.
Get the gelt.
Mm-hmm. Actually, she's given me, like when you said television, she was like, yeah. She was really interested in the TV aspect of something, which she's giving me the impression that there may actually be an opportunity in that direction coming up. Don't know if you guys are interested in it or not.
Oh, definitely.
But she has your back on that, is what she's saying. She actually can pull some strings, her influence through her love for you. She's very actively involved with your mission, is how she puts it, the mission that you guys have here. Mm-hmm. And what she's doing over there is absolutely, she's not only is she studying because it's not all real serious, she's really having a good time being out of the body and appearing where she wants to appear. Mm-hmm. You know, you guys must have sensed her in different parts of the house because she's been around you quite a bit.
Yeah, well,
You know,
she's not knocking anything over or doing any of the, what do you call that?
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist activity?
There's no poltergeist, but, you know.
No, but her presence, I think, is she's actually, as much as she is very, you know, seems forceful and opinionated and has this big presence that just, you know, she would walk into a room and I think people could not miss her.
Yeah.
Not because of how she looked particularly, but her essence.
Yeah.
It seems she got bigger before she died. Her energy expanded, and she seemed even more so that way. But some of her opinionated quality has lessened. Mm-hmm. She really wants me to bring up the fact that she's learned the value of an open mind, and she really understands the difference between loving and judging.
Yeah. I would ask her or anybody else. I mean, she's invited to bring, you know, any of the team of allies that she has affiliated with since crossing over, to give us some perspectives on these particular times. I mean, it's very quick moving. It's intense. There's a lot of separation and polarization in the physical body. People are very opinionated here, drawing the line sometimes left, right, conservative, liberal, all these words, these labels. And people are stretched. And, of course, the economy, you know, this presidential administration trying to just get some decent health care reform passed. So what, Mom?
Well,
what's up?
Here's something that she's, and you know, as you were saying this, she's really funny because she is so adamant and so engaging that she wants to almost like butt in.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm biting my tongue because she's ready to go before you finish the question. But what she actually is saying is about the changing times and the current state of the world. You know, there is a great awareness of that on the other side. Light beings and our deceased loved ones as well have a great awareness of what is happening here on this planet, on this plane, in this world, on our home. And what she is talking about, so excited, she's saying, it's the thoughts, you know, it's what you think. You know, your thinking is so very important. And she knows this firsthand because when you get on the other side and you're out of the body, the way you move somewhere, the way you learn, so everything is based on thought when you're out of the body, your pure thought. And she's saying that this is true on this plane as well. Even when you're in the 3D and still in the body, your thoughts are so important to know what you're thinking and what's going on in your head. Be aware of your thoughts and control your thoughts, because she's giving me the impression that, you know, if we knew the power of our thoughts, we would stand back in awe at our ability to undermine our own dreams.
This idea that our subconscious mind is a program running almost through the autonomic nervous system that is the accumulation of generation after generation after generation, all these lineages. And the conscious mind is what gives us an opportunity to break pattern, but we still need to get in touch with what we're programmed to do, which is repeated over and over again, as many of the studies have said. You know, you can have 50 to 100,000 thoughts a day, and 80 to 90% of them are the same thing. Well, if you keep repeating the same thing, it's not going to change. So I think what she's saying is really amazing to me. I mean, I've known this, but how do we assist other people to know that they are really in control of their reality, and the collective thoughts of everybody on this planet, 7 billion people, can change things the way they are right now to something totally different, you know, heaven on earth.
Yes, she is, most of people that have crossed over and that have advanced like she's doing easily can speak firsthand about the importance of your thoughts, because they're living in a realm where thought is how you travel and thought is how you operate. And we just forget it here because we're in the body and we have all these distractions. She's in a pure state, so she can speak freely and strongly of it. But it is so important for us to grab onto what our thoughts are. And one reason we have trouble doing it, and one reason that we have reality happening to us instead of us happening to reality is our tendency to remain socially conditioned. That is, everything that goes in the frontal lobe in the front of the brain, everything that you see, hear, read, think, movies, books, advertisements, commercials, all of that is going in there and registering in the computer.
And it's perceived as truth.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what the source is. That's the problem.
Yes.
Because that's the way we're programmed. Let's take another break here, okay, so that we can give ourselves a rest and the people on the other side a rest, and we'll do another segment or two and see where we go.
Cool.